Pro Wrestling 225 family, I am here with WildThing ahead of July 29th ENDGAME. We were supposed to have a sit-down interview with WildThing and the current general manager, Michael White, who has yet to appear. So, WildThing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What's up? Hey, how you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing? Whoa. Can't touch me. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Hey. Hey, I'll see you after. Yeah. Yeah, you know. You know. You know.
Thanks for joining us.
You're welcome.
We're here sitting with
Y'all a
Wild.
little early, huh?
It's actually a little late.
Early? Idiot. Okay. That's how we doing this? Okay. Let's go ahead.
Okay, we are here with WildThing and now Michael White ahead of their main event steel cage match at ENDGAME, July 29th at the LM Lockhart Gym in Denham Springs.
That I was tricked into. I was tricked. Go ahead.
I was brought here to sit down and do an interview and act professional, and if he's not going to do the same thing,
I'm not
then we're going to have a problem here.
Okay, I know that this is going to be a challenge for both of you, but I do have a couple of questions. I think the Pro Wrestling 225 family deserves to hear some answers ahead of ENDGAME.
Professional wrestling.
So let me just remind you of the stakes here. July 29th, steel cage match.
Yeah.
No time limit. No disqualification. No holds barred. You can win the match by pinfall, by submission, or by escape. And we know, thanks to all the buildup, that the control of Pro Wrestling 225 is on the line. So let me start with WildThing if I can. How excited are you?
Go ahead.
How excited are you to finally, after over a year and a half of buildup, are you to get into the ring with that cage door locked, finally, just one-on-one with Michael White?
First off, let me revisit your explaining of the rules. Who would want to escape a steel cage match between us two? Why is that an option? Why would I ever want to escape? I want nothing more than to be in that ring surrounded by a steel cage with him. Why don't you take your glasses off and look at me like a man?
Who doesn't want
Take your glasses off, look at me like a man. Let me see your eyes.
Hey, my dad.
Let me see your eyes.
I'm your boss.
Let me see your eyes. You can't look at me. Let me see. Take your glasses off.
Why didn't you take my glasses off for?
Because you're going to be the one that wants to escape.
Why would I want to escape whenever I'm gonna be the one in there laying
Because
the
when things get
smackdown
hard, you always
on that
want to
bald
escape.
dome of yours?
You always want to escape when
Stank.
things get
You look
hard.
like a box of stank.
Okay, let me turn the same question to you, Michael White. Or I think the Pro Wrestling 225 family probably thinks that the steel cage match heavily favors WildThing. But let me ask you,
Why? Why does it favor WildThing? Have you ever been in a cage match? Have you ever been locked up? I've been locked up in real life. I've had cage matches. Matter of fact, at Cage and Heat, I jumped off the top of the cage. I put on the greatest cage match ever. And then outside of wrestling, I've been locked up with some of the most hardest, dangerous people that they keep in there. And I stayed in there. And I stayed in there for a while. So what do you have going into this? Nothing.
You stayed locked in a cage because you're an animal.
Nothing.
And you might have been in there with the hardest and the toughest, but we all know what you were doing.
Yeah?
You didn't have to worry about those
I
people.
think he was
doing
asking
anything
me
to
a
you.
question. I think he was asking me a
Because
question.
we all know how you keep
No,
it
I
on
think
your
he was
side.
asking me a question. I don't ever remember him saying wild thing. I think you had your turn.
Well, go ahead.
So
Come
you
on,
shut
talk
the hell
about it.
up.
Say what you got to say.
What's the question?
do you think being in the cage is an advantage for Michael White because you don't have to worry about interference from the vigilante?
The vigilante? The vigilante's going to be in there. It's practically a handicap match. It's practically 2-on-1. You know that you're. If it's not Jordy, if it's not Mustang, if it wasn't all these other people, you know it's you. So I don't know why you're playing these games, keeping the vigilante out. He's going to be in there because him and WildThing are one and the same. I done put the conspiracy and everything together. I done seen the files. I done seen you without the mask. I know it's you.
Oh, you're a detective now?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I got everything figured out around here. Yeah, I do. The vigilante is not going to be kept out. What's going to be kept out is the cheating. Is the cheating,
crook mob.
the deceiving,
Crook
the
mob.
lying. The
Thaddeus,
you're not going to be able to
Thaddeus,
cheat. You're not
they
going to be able
won't
to
be
cheat
in
to
there.
win. You're not gonna be able to cheat to win, so how are you gonna beat me? How are you gonna beat me without your friends?
You'll see. On July 30th, you'll have the answer to that question.
Right.
So let me switch gears.
July 30th, I'm waking up the next day, still Pro Wrestling 225 General Manager.
You might not wake up.
You
the next
will
day.
not be there.
You might not wake up
Ever.
the next day.
Okay, so that brings up actually a really good question for WildThing. Michael White says he's going to wake up still general manager the next day. How would you define Pro Wrestling 225 under the helm of Michael White?
To the
disaster.
top. I brung it to the top.
A disaster.
I cut out. I practically saved this company. Yeah. One by firing Mustang, because that's a liability right there. The guy's going to die in the ring. You think I want him dying in my ring or die somewhere else? Right? Then I got rid of, I had the greatest champions of Corey Constantine and Koloff and Cody King, and all these people were underneath my leadership. I brung it up. All you had last time was Jordy with some kind of Knight Rider
shown
jacket.
one bit of leadership in your life. You don't know how to be a leader.
Okay. You don't know how to be a leader? I was the leader of the Cajun Outlaws. I led the Crook Mob to victories. I've led Pro Wrestling 225 to the promised land. So how you gonna sit there and tell me I'm not a leader? As of right now,
the Cajun Outlaws did better without you than they ever did.
as of right now, I am Pro Wrestling 225.
That's a really great point.
On the
WildThing, we know because of Super Gold 6 what happened after you lost the Survivor match. Team WildThing wasn't able to get things done. And I know the disappointment you've dealt with, and it's been a long road since then.
Yeah.
But
It
the
has.
question...
Come on, say what you got to say.
No,
you have a lot to say.
Yeah, I
over there.
do.
Say it.
I do because
come on.
because-
This is your moment. Say it.
Yeah, because
we're
whenever
listening.
we
Say
started, it was me and you, right? But no, you got all the glitz and the glamour and all the rubs from Mustang because you wanted my U.S. title and you didn't get it. You failed, right? Then you go on and you start Pro Wrestling 225 and it failed. Well, that's why you're no longer the boss or whatever, because it failed because of you. Then you went on to win the Rumble, and you failed to cash in and get your title. And then you said that you were going to put it into me at Super Gold and take my FCC. I took it. I beat you. And then I beat you again. And then I beat you again. What else do I need to do? I beat you. You have let everyone down. Everybody. You are a failure. You are a loser.
Look,
you
everything you're
are
saying, everything you're saying
no,
is true.
because it's the end. No, because it's the end. No, because it's the end. It's the end of you, and it's the end of everything. ENDGAME is the correct thing. ENDGAME is the correct thing. Because it's the end of me, it's the end of you.
Hold on.
Want to apologize to the Pro Wrestling 225 family for that getting out of hand. WildThing, I'm sorry. I know that Michael White instigated and forced a reaction out of you.
I ain't forced nothing.
Come back over here then.
No.
Come back over here then.
Anything.
Come on.
I ain't forced anything.
Come back over here then.
You think it was done?
Come on, let him go. Y'all get out the way.
Get these
Come
people
back over
off
here.
of me. Get these people off of me right now.